Hello everyone. Now let us start a new chapter, that is making of constitution or the constituent assembly. So first of all, I request you guys to keep your Lakshmikant book aside and just focus on the key points that which will be mentioned in the index, such that when I'll be explaining you each and every topic individually, it will become very easy for you guys itself. So now if we go to the very first topic, that is the demand for constituent assembly. So how it was happened? The demand for constituent assembly was happened when a pioneer of the communist movement in India led his voice and said that we need to get the uh, constituent assembly. So then what happened? Immediately, Jawaharlal Nehru, at present the most prominent leader at that time, he went straight to the British government, which was ruling at that time, like they are ruling in India. So Jawaharlal Nehru went near the British government and mentioned that we want to create our own constitution and we want to create our own constituent assembly. So then the British government has accepted on the very prominent area of this on this August offer, he has accepted it. Okay. So then when he has accepted, he mentioned that one person from a British only will create your constituent assembly and they'll make you to keep an eye on what you are doing. So then he sent Sir Stamford Crisp to India to create the constitution, to draft the constitution and to take care of the constituent assembly. But then the Muslim League has purely rejected that. They have mentioned that we wanted to do that independently, we doesn't need any support, we can do it by ourselves. So then when this was the statement that was clearly given to the Muslim to the British government through Muslim League, what happened? They have sent us the cabinet mission people. So when they have sent this cabinet mission people, what happened? They have when they have came, this Muslim League has mentioned that we want two constituent assemblies, such that Hindus will be separate and Muslims will be separate. For that, cabinet mission has not accepted. It has only accepted for one constituent assembly. So they thought like, let's create the constituent assembly. So how we are going to create? We are going to create through the universal adult franchise. That means it will be clearly on the basis of the voting system. Okay, this was the emphasis given by them. So in this process, we have completed our first topic, that is demand for constituent assembly, how it has started. Next topic, composition of constituent assembly. Composition is nothing but how many people are there, what is the system in it. Okay, first this composition was established or was framed under the cabinet mission plan only. Okay, and this cabinet mission plan is basically some of the people, 4 to 5 people, was sent to India through British. That means British has sent to here India in order to plan a constituent assembly. So in that, what is happening? Totally 389 members should be there in the assembly. This was the thing that which they have established, out of which 296 should be the British India seats and 93 are the princely states. Okay, I hope you got it. Now in this 296, it has again divided into two, which is basically 292 from governor provinces and 4 from the chief commissioner provinces. This is governor provinces. Okay, this mind map you must remember, such that it will be very useful for you guys only. Okay, now in this, what happened? When they have allocated, they have shared in such a way that all the nature of people will be presented here. That means Some are elected partly and some are not elected partly. That means some are like direct nominations happened. With some people they have like taken only the educated people and all. So later on when the elections has happened, what happened? Out of 296, National Congress has won 208, Muslim League has won 73, and independent states won 15 seats, and princely states has initially did not fulfill its number of seats. Basically, now these are the seats that which we want to, we have given. That means in a classroom, this many seats are there. So whoever want to join, write this exam and come. This is the process, right, for any exam. In the same way, now out of 389 seats in like in the division, in this 296 only 208 was fulfilled, rest other was empty. In the same way princely states has not got anything. In this, most prominent leaders at the time of the independence, everybody was included, everybody, but not Mahatma Gandhi. This we'll discuss in our next chapters because that's a different topic. So now our second topic is composition of the Constituent Assembly. You have to just remember only these points. One is the composition, like this mind map, and the second one is the nature of assembly. Some are partly elected and some are partly nominated. And the other thing is like in elections, how many seats? 208, 73, 15, 93. That's it. And representation. In that, each and everybody was included and was there. That's it. And next, third topic is working of Constituent Assembly. Now, with this amount of people, these many people, it has been established. But how they are working? What are the resolutions that we are going to see? When the Constituent Assembly was formed, temporarily it was only 211 members. Okay? Because Muslim League has boycotted. Muslim League has initially has mentioned that we want a separate state as Pakistan, which the cabinet mission is not accepted, nor our Jawaharlal Nehru sir is also not accepted. So then what happened? It did not liked it, so it just went away. Okay, it went away, and in that the temporary leader, the oldest person was this Dr. Sachidananda Sinha. So that's the reason why he became president for the temporary. The next person is the Rajendra Prasad, the permanent president, the first president, and we have two vice presidents. One is H.C. Mukherjee, V.T. Krishnamachari. These two are the vice presidents. On what principles they are working? And what principles they are working? They are working on the principles which was established by the Dr. Jawaharlal Nehru sir in his philosophy of the constitution. The first thing that Jawaharlal Nehru has mentioned was it should be a sovereign country. That means it should be independent. We should not depend on any persons. Okay, and all these Indian states and all the Indian British India is the union and willing to be the territories. Okay, and states will be autonomous, but the big power will be only the union, and all powers come from people, not from the leaders. The justice in social, economic, and political should be mandatory, and safeguards of the minorities and SCs, STs, OBCs will be given, and it aimed for the integrity and the sovereignty of the republic. It emphasizes world peace and welfare of mankind. That means all these eight principles that which he has mentioned, Dr. Jawaharlal Nehru, this only later was added into the preamble. Okay, it has laid as the most influencing thing when they are making the constitution. Okay, our next fourth topic will be changes by the Indian Independence Act. See, basically we have to remember these acts because they plays a neutral role. Okay, so after this, Mountbatten Plan, the princely states has again joined the Constituent Assembly. So after that, what are the changes that which will happen? The first change is that it has created the legislative body. That means it is a full sovereign body. It is not at all depending on any other persons. And the second thing was that we had got our own, you know, the Constituent Assembly President will be the Rajendra Prasad sir, and the Legislative Assembly President will be GB Mavlankar. Constituent Assembly is basically where the all discussions and the debates will be going on, whereas the Legislative Assembly is basically the persons who will be writing, and the third person is like uh, the third problem, like the composition. How many were there actually? How many seats were there, and how many got fulfilled on what basis or what not basis? These are the three changes that which were happened in the Independence Act. Okay, next. Basically, in this working of constitution only, working of the constituent assembly only, we have two other topics. One is objective resolutions, and the other is Independence Act. Okay, in this form you should remember two. So our next topic will be this. What are the other functions that which we mention? National flag we have got, national anthem we got, national song we got, and Dr. Rajendra Prasad became the first president of the India. And working details. The constitution has been worked. That means the Constituent Assembly had 11 sessions. In that 11 sessions, it has taken 2 years, 11 months, and 18 days to in order to draft the Constitution. And it has costed us 64 lakhs. And the Constitution discussed, the draft Constitution has discussed for 114 days. Now, after adoption, what happened? The final session was held in January 24, and in January 26, we have, officially declared that this is our constitution. So that's the reason why we have made some Swaraj committees that we'll be discussing again. So just remember that in January 26 we have adapted the constitution. Okay, so now our next topic will be committees. So I want you guys to remember these committees if you want to, but the whole structure of what is there in the Lakshmikant book has been mentioned. It has not nothing to explain, but these are the persons, like their role, and who are the persons that was were mentioned: major committee and also minor committee. These 2 points you can remember by yourselves, and this drafting committee also you can only just remember. And here this point, enactment of the constitution is our next topic. Enactment is basically after the declaration or after the completion of the writing of the Constituent Assembly, how many times did they read, and what are the changes that which they made by through themselves. But we just have to focus on like what are the changes that which they have made in the first, second, and third reading. So the first reading was happened in the November 4, 1948. Okay, and after that the second reading was happened in the August, November 15. This also you have to remember, and they made some changes. If you want to remember, you can remember. November 14, the third reading was happened. Okay, and Jawaharlal Nehru moved the motion that the constitution as settled by the assembly be passed. Okay, so the draft commission was passed on November 26. Okay, this also you can remember very nicely. Next, the silent features of the facts about the adopted constitution role, and the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, like who is the person and why is he playing that much of important role. He is the father of the Indian Constitution, and he is the chief architect of the Indian Constitution, and he has a very logical and forceful and very perseverance arguments he used to do in the ground of the assembly. Once he talks, the other persons used to doesn't raise any kind of voices, because uh, that many good points he used to talk in that sessions. Okay, And what is the other thing is like the enforcement of the Constitution of India. Enforcement is basically when it has came officially into the people like who can talk or discuss something like that. Okay. So in the enforcement of the Constitution of India, the date was January 26. See, in the November only that many readings has happened. November 15, November. It's okay. November, December also they were like reading and they were making changes and etc. etc. But in January 26, they have like made the decision that we will make this as the on the day where the constitution has been fulfilled, and will name it as the Republic Day. Why they want to they may want to make a historical significance for the Purna Swaraj Day in 1950. This Purna Swaraj Day and Lahare sessions we are going to discuss in our next sessions, but we will discuss in our next session. But these are the points that as of now you can remember. Before that only these are the articles that which were like came to implement, but not that so implementing. But the Indian Independence Act 1947, Government of India Act 1935. It was, again substituted. It was initially it was Indian Independence Act, but it was repealed with the Government of India Act. Now, popularly you see only this Government of India Act 1935, but not this Indian Independence Act. Okay, and the abolition of piracy counselings. This all you can just read it, and there are like many criticisms. The first criticism is this is that it is not a representative body. Members are not directly elected. It is not a sovereign body, and it was influenced by the lawyers. And it is only one party dominated. Lawyers and politicians were only implemented, and the Hindus are only dominating the more. It is more lengthy, and Hindus are dominating. That's the reason why all the favors are for the Hindu only. The Nazir Huddin Ahmed mentioned this drafting committee as the drifting committee. He was like insulting, and people say that it is time consuming and it was in favor for the government, British government only. And Lord Winston Simpson says that the body of Hinduism. Winston Churchill says that it is only represented for the major committee. And the important facts of the Constituent Assembly. This, I guess, you can read it by yourself. I want you to read it by yourself so that you can understand it very properly. And that's it. So I hope you understood the concept. So in our next concept, I'll mention you that key what you have to just read such that it will be very easy for you to understand and to remember the whole points. So I guess hope you understood the concept, and thank you so much.